All right, guys. We already did our charting session last night. For those of you that joined up, we talked about our weekly bias, and for me, overall weekly bias is still bullish right now. My weekly bias is still bullish, and it's kind of that same idea I've been talking about until proven otherwise. Right? I still want to see the longs come in. I still want to see us come up to previous week high into that weekly SIBI, weekly bearish fair value gap up there. Now, one thing we need to note today that's already happened is we do have big SMT divergence going on between NQ and ES. ES has swept our previous day high, right? Friday's high over there. NQ has not swept previous day high. So we have a big daily SMT divergence, which typically when I see something like that happening, that would make me think we are going to start reversing, right? That would be my first instinct. But overall, I still do have a bullish bias. So what I would need to see in order to look to short this market would be an actual very strong reversal on a higher time frame, right? Like let's say we go to a 4-hour, and let's say the 4-hour comes down and actually starts to displace these lows. That might make me want to start to look for shorts a little bit, or we can look at the hourly as well. But let's look at the 4-hour real quick. And we've been looking at this 4-hour SIBI for a while. And I told you guys last night, right, we had not closed above that 50% level, and now we have, right? So now we've closed above the 50%. We've disrespected the consequent encroachment of this 4-hour SIBI, which makes me not like shorts very much, right? It makes me want to see the longs start to step in after seeing us disrespect consequent encroachment of a bearish for value gap on a higher time frame. Okay, so let's go down to an hourly time frame real quick. And we can see when we traded up into this hourly SIBI up here, right, we can see the reaction we got off of this level. Right, when we traded into that, we did get a very strong rejection off of that hourly SIBI. Right, but our trend still looks pretty bullish here on the 1 hour. This trend is still looking pretty bullish. And now it's a kind of an ugly trend because of, we had this data high and low over here on the hourly time frame, but we still made a new high and we came down and we swept this low. So now what I'd be looking for on NQ on an hourly time frame is to see if we're going to push through this hourly SIBI right here, or if we get a strong rejection off of that. So this one right here is a very, very key level to me. Okay, if we are going to push through and inverse that, well, then I'm looking for the longs to come back in and step in and take out this high up here. All right, this is an external high, external buy side up here, right, to come take out that buy side liquidity up there. If we don't, and if we reject this level, then I would expect price to come back down and come sweep Asia low, and ultimately come back all the way down to this sell side liquidity down here, this external low down here. So this 1 hour SIBI is a very, very key level to me. Now we have not come down and displaced these lows right here. We came down and wicked below, grabbed liquidity, and now we're pumping again. So I would like to see the long step in and try to inverse that 1 hour. But we really have to be patient and wait and see what happens when we trade back into it. And again, we still have a lot of resistance. We have an hourly bearish breaker up top with this high, low, higher high displacement of lows, hourly bearish breaker up here. And then if we go all the way down to a 15-minute, we can see we have this 15-minute bearish breaker as well. That last time we traded into it, we can see right here, this is the lowest down close candle on that low. Last time we traded into it, look at that rejection. Look at that rejection off of that bearish breaker on the 15-minute. Very strong rejection. It really held. So to me, this 15-minute breaker is a very strong level. Okay, so I'm looking at that 15-minute breaker as a very key level. And we can see up here, this high up here is going to be our London high because it was formed at 4 a.m. So we're going to change that buy-side liquidity. It's still buy-side liquidity, right? It's still buy-side liquidity, but I just want to be more precise here, and we're going to say London high, previous session high, right? Which means that is very, very key liquidity, especially when we form equal highs, like 3 different equal highs up here. Very key level of liquidity. Okay, and then our Asia low was all the way down here at 7:15 p.m. or 7 p.m. excuse me, down at 19,716.25. We have not taken that level yet. So another level of liquidity. And this is that 15-minute busy that we traded into 2 times now and got strong rejection off of. So right now what we're doing is we've been ranging in between 15-minute fair value gaps and a 1-hour fair value gap up top. So we want to see us start to break out of the range and start to form some structure. Right, we came down and displaced the low down here. We formed a bearish breaker here, but we already disrespected that bearish breaker by closing back above it. So not the strongest level, but we have gotten displacement of the lows. Right, so now I need to see, are we going to break structure back to the downside, or are we going to keep a bullish trend on the 1-minute time frame? Are we going to try to push through this hourly SIBI? Right, so just a few different things that I'm looking at for confirmation. To, look for a good trade setup. This low down here came down and swept our London low, which was down somewhere around here. Right, London low was right here. We've already swept London low. So now all that's left is London high and Asia low. So we're kind of sitting in the middle of that range between Asia low and London high. So we do want to see us go target one of those sell side or buy side liquidity levels. And then ultimately we want to see us go target an external level like previous day high, or this low down here, all the way down here, which is previous day low, right? So right now, seeing that big divergence between NQ and ES on a daily time frame, it makes me think that we might start to see a reversal come into play. We might see the shorts start to step in. Although ES is not really stopping, and ES is near all-time highs already, so we got to keep a close eye on ES, and if we're going to push through this daily SIBI up top, and if ES is pushing through with no problem, then I would expect NQ to push through with no problem as well. So really, we got to really be looking at ES and seeing how aggressive are we trying to push through this SIBI. Are we actually pushing through? Are we going to start getting a rejection? And are we going to start seeing a reversal stepping in? Which would then make me start to short NQ if that's the case. Right? Because looking at ES, ES is completely inverse that 4-hour bearish fair value gap that we're still inside of on NQ. Okay, we've already taken out this high up here. And all-time highs is very close over there. So a lot of divergence between the two. Let's go all the way down to a 15-minute time frame real quick. Now we can see all the way down here. All the way down here. We have that Asia low as well. Now, it doesn't look like ES wants to go down and grab that Asia low right now. Right, and then we can see lower, lower, lower. Looks like down at 245, we have that London low that has not been taken out either. So now we have that SMT at the lows as well. Okay, so market is opening. So right now we're just going to stay patient. We're going to let the market start to pick its direction. We're going to see what ES does. We're going to look at the VIX. Okay, the VIX right now has opened bearish. The VIX has opened bearish. But again, we really have to be patient here and just look at ES and see what direction are we going to start to see a reversal, or are we going to start to see price follow through in the longs. All right, so that's my pre-market analysis going into Monday, fresh week. Again, overall bias is still bullish right now on a weekly time frame. The only thing that I could see happen if we were going to be bearish would be for us to head into that weekly busy down here. If we do start to see a very bearish week forming, then we'd expect us to come down to previous week low. So that's kind of what we covered yesterday during our charting session. So just kind of another recap there. Just another recap there. All right, so market's opened. And now we start to observe conditions. We start to observe. Remember, we are observers of this market. We're not predictors. We observe what the market's telling us, and then we look to take action. But I hope you guys are having a good day so far. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I'm very excited for this new trading week. Very excited. There you go, Matthew. It's great stuff, man. That's great stuff. That's the mindset. That's a great mindset. That's the mindset you want to have. All right, so far at market open, what have we done? We've come down and grabbed sell side. We've come down and grabbed this low. We've gotten some SMT divergence down at the lows, and now ES is starting to pump a little bit. So we've grabbed sell side. This low all the way down here. We've grabbed both of these lows here on NQ, which this is the low on ES. So we have a lot of SMT at the lows. ES is holding this bullish trend on the 1 minute. So let's see if these longs are going to start pumping. Let's see if maybe we get a little bit of a bullish breaker on the 1 minute time frame. Right? High, low, higher, high, or excuse me, low, high, lower, low, displacement of the highs, which would then turn this into a bullish breaker right here. So if we can pump through that level, turn this bearish order block into a bullish order block, we could see the longs start to step in. We do have SMT at the highs now, with ES taking out highs and Q staying below. But ES is looking pretty bullish right now, and the VIX is starting to really drop. The VIX is really starting to drop right now, so these longs are starting to look pretty good here. But now we need to see if they're going to come back. Need to see if they're going to come back here. Let's see if we get displacement, if we form this 1 minute bullish breaker. And then we can look at this dealing range. Let's look at the 15 minute. Let's see where that 0.5 level is. We're almost at that 0.5 level already. That 15 minute dealing range. And we just traded back into that hourly SIBI, but right now it looks like we're going to pump through it. These longs are starting to look really good, but I would need to see a good retracement move back into this breaker to take a long position, and we'd be trying to catch this long all the way up to our highs up here. So let's see if we're going to trade back into that breaker or not. Maybe we'll form a unicorn model on the 1 minute, but these longs are starting to really step in. We got SMT at the lows. All right, big SMT at the lows. Right there. Look at that SMT, and we started to reverse after grabbing sell side liquidity. Now let's see if this 5 minute is going to displace our previous high. Especially if we close above this high here, that would give us a 5 minute bullish breaker as well. That would give us some extra conviction on this. Looks like we're not going to close above. Well, let's see. We might actually. Looks like we might close above. 2 seconds left. Okay, so we did close above. So now we have a bearish breaker on the 5 minute and a 1 minute unicorn here. So I might look for an entry off of this 1 minute unicorn if we start to reject it here. Not if we're going to run right through it. If we start to reject this unicorn, I would look for an entry in the longs. We need to see a strong rejection here, though. Not with this strong bearish momentum right now. I'm going to sit on the sideline still. Let's see if we reject. 5 minute, we did form that bullish breaker, but now we're trying to trade right through it. We did start to reject that 1 hour. And we're trading right through that bullish breaker, so I don't trust it right now. Not until I see a strong rejection. And if we're going to disrespect the unicorn, well, then I'm probably going to stay out until I see more confirmation on the 5 minute time frame. Okay, so we disrespected that unicorn. So now we will stay out for right now. We did trade into that 1 minute down here. Now I need to see us start to bounce from this 5 minute. Okay, so now we're in this 5 minute breaker right here. Let's see if we start to actually push from this level. We respected this 1 minute busy down low. But we still haven't created our opening range yet. And we can see those long wicks grabbing sell side and buy side. So I'm okay with being patient here. But But I did like seeing us grab sell side, get SMT divergence, and start to really reverse. That made me really want to start taking longs. But not after seeing this very aggressive pullback. I want to be a little bit more patient here. I want to be a little bit more patient, but it still looks like these longs are going to try and step in here. So we've got like 2.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle and on the 10-minute opening range, but it looks like we're getting a strong rejection here. Off of that 5-minute breaker, looks like these longs are going to start trying to step back in. I'm going to wait for this next 1-minute candle to open. Really want to wait for this next 1-minute candle to open, but we're starting to see a lot of confirmation here. We made a higher low. Let's see if ES wants to keep pushing. That looks like a very good candle. I want to start looking for longs off of this level, off of this breaker. Yeah, London High would be my first TP target, yes. Okay, so we are still bouncing off that breaker, bouncing off VWAP. I need to see a little bit more. I still don't really love this. I need to see a better rejection here. We're back into that breaker, back at VWAP. Let's see if we start to reject this level again. We have like 1.5 minutes left on the 5-minute time frame. So it could be key to see if we're going to close above and respect that breaker or not. All right, looking at that 5-minute. I want to see us close above. That's a good rejection of the 5-minute order block, though. Good wick to the downside. Just not really liking this stalling. Too much stalling right now for me to jump into an entry yet. One-minute fair value got formed on ES. We got about 40 seconds left on this 5-minute. So I want to see us close above here. If we can close above on this 5-minute, and then we create that 10-minute opening range, and we can push past that 10-minute opening range, would be great confirmation for the longs. So it's looking like we're going to respect this breaker. But we still can't really push past these recent highs. We're struggling. We're kind of chopping around this level. Still chopping around this level. ES just traded into that 1-minute bullish fair value gap there. Okay, so let's see how the 5-minute closed. 5-minute closed respecting the breaker. Still respecting the breaker. Not loving the 15 yet. So I'll just stay patient here. How much accumulation is needed for power of 3? It doesn't really matter the amount of accumulation. It's just as long as there's an accumulation, as long as there's consolidation, and you see that liquidity taken out on one side, that gives you that confirmation that it's power of 3. So not a lot of follow through yet at market open. I want to see these longs start to step in towards London High, but we're not really seeing that confirmation happen yet. Not seeing that confirmation yet, so I'm still just being an observer right now, guys. Just being an observer. Now we have this 10-minute opening range, so we'd want to see us start to push through that opening range to the upside. Again, we still have this hourly SIBI that's really holding us down. This hourly SIBI is holding us down right now. So when would I start looking for shorts? I would start looking for shorts if we break structure to the downside here. If we break structure and we take out this low, we don't have SMT divergence, we see ES come take out that low as well, that's when I would start looking for shorts. Especially if we start breaking out, like this low is that 10-minute opening range. If we start breaking out of that opening range, well, that's when I'm going to start targeting the shorts. Right now, we're still in this accumulation range on that 10-minute. But this 5-minute's coming back down pretty aggressively here. So we disrespected, well, let's see. We still have some time on the 5-minute, so we'll see if we disrespect this bullish breaker here or not. Let's see if we break structure to the downside. Yeah, if we take out this low down here, and ES is really pushing down as well, and we start to see the VIX pumping, which we're seeing the VIX start to pump right now. Right, that's when I would start thinking about targeting the shorts. Because we are rejecting that 1 hour pretty hard. The 1 hour is turning bearish right now. Well, we need to see a very strong break of structure first. One minute bearish for value gap there. 1 minute SIBI. Looks like these shorts are trying to step in here, guys. Looks like the shorts are going to try to take control here. Okay, let's see if we start to break out of this 10-minute opening range. We still have SMT divergence. At these lows, we would need to see ES really come down and sweep this low. But now we see the VIX pumping pretty aggressively. DXY is pumping pretty aggressively. ES is rejecting a 1 hour SIBI. Or NQ is rejecting a 1 hour SIBI. We have daily SMT at the highs. So let's see if we're going to come down and break structure. Get a market structure shift here. Technically not really a market structure shift if we're still bearish. Just want to see us break structure back to the downside if we're going to try and target sell side liquidity. Yeah, for real. Do 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 do. Let's see if maybe we create a turtle soup. Technically, this could be our turtle soup here if we're targeting sell side. Grabbing that buy side up here. But we still haven't seen a break of structure yet. We still haven't taken out this low. So, I will sit on the sideline. It's classic. The usual. The usual. You guys, we had news today. We had news this morning, but that's our only news on the day. Just 2 orange folder data releases. Dude, pre-workout. Nope, not for me. I can't do pre-workout. One time I shotgunned a bang before doing a workout, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. All right, Matthew, have a good one, brother. Morning, honest money. Hey, that was college me, all right? College me is in the past. All right, so we're trying to break structure. We formed our 15-minute opening range. We're starting to break out of that 15-minute opening range. 10-minute opening range. Looks like these shorts are going to step in. We just broke structure, but we still have big SMT. 1 minute bearish order block formed here. Let's see if we start to reject this order block after breaking structure, or if we're going to start to reverse back to the upside. Because we still have big SMT divergence. We got more SMT right here. Okay, we're rejecting. Let's see the VIX. VIX is still bullish. Let's see if we want to trade a little bit further into this OB, give us a better entry opportunity. But now we have a bearish breaker on the 1 minute. Now we're breaking out of our opening range. 10 minute and 15 minute opening range. I just don't like the SMT. I don't love the SMT. Okay, we're rejecting that order block. I just hate shorting at the bottom of a range when we have SMT divergence at the lows. That's what I don't like. That's what keeps me not getting an entry yet. But we're starting to see the short step in here. All right, if we didn't have SMT divergence right now, I would have probably already taken a short off that order block. I just really don't like that SMT. Now, if ES starts pushing through those lows, then I will look for a short if we're given a good opportunity. Looks like we are going to go down and target that Asia low. Looks like we're going to go for it. Okay, guys, just Mondays in general, they're going to be a little bit crazier. Trying to fake you out a lot. And one of my rules is looking at SMT divergence. When I see big SMT divergence at these lows, doesn't make me want to jump into the shorts. Okay, but we are breaking out of that opening range. We did reject that hourly pretty hard. Hourly imbalance above. Now let's see if we come down and take that low and trade back into this 15-minute SIBI down here, or busy. Or if we start to reverse here after getting that SMT. Yes, it's starting to move. See, we're making progress, Deep. We're making progress. Let's go. Patience, patience, patience. Okay, so it looks like these shorts still want to come down and take out that Asia low. I think we're gonna target that Asia low now on NQ. Man, this divergence though has been what's kind of holding me back. It's been holding me back for sure from jumping into an entry. But we're moving. We're moving down. We're about to form a bearish breaker on the 5-minute as well. Do this 5-minute bearish breaker here. 5-minute bearish breaker formed right here. So it looks like we'll take out the Asia low here. Now let's see if we're going to start to reverse. Because we still have big SMT. Look at Asia low on ES is all the way down here, guys. So big SMT divergence right now. So we could start to see a reversal here. And we could see seek and destroy. So we could come right back for the highs. There's soup with YM. Let me check out YM real quick. Oh, big time. Big time, big time. Okay. I think we could start seeing us start to reverse back to the upside here, guys. Let's see. Let's see us really sweep that Asia low. I mean, we bounced off of it. We're forming the equal lows down there. I want to see us sweep that Asia low and see if we're going to start reversing back to the upside here. We still have big SMT. Big, big, big SMT here. The Dow is really pumping. YM is pumping. ES is holding strong above VWAP. I would like to see if these longs are going to step back in on NQ. But I still want to see some kind of, solid trade setup. I'd still want to see us inverse a bearish level or give me some kind of confirmation here. But we could get a little bit aggressive here on our first trade. I just really want to see us sweep that low, like really sweep that Asia low first. I just don't know if we're going to do that yet. Looks like these longs are going to start stepping in here pretty soon. Okay, I think these longs are going to start stepping in. I do want to start targeting a long. Just got to be careful of this bearish breaker here. Got to be careful of that bearish breaker. Let's see if we can form like a 1 minute fair value gap or something that we can start targeting the longs off of. Take it all the way to our highs. All right, what we want to see is a soup, right? Turtle soup grabbing that sell side, forming structure, internal structure, grabbing an internal low, and then pumping for an external high, which would be all the way up here at 19.90425. Let's just see if we want to create a fair value gap or something that we can look for an entry off of. Well, that fair value gap's gone. Still rejecting these 1 minute order blocks. Got to be careful of that breaker. See if we do reject that breaker or not. Still sitting on the sideline right now, guys. Still sitting on the sideline. SMT now between ES and NQ here. ES just swept our recent low, NQ did not. Let's see if we're going to reverse or if these shorts are actually going to really step in and take control. Yeah, we have equal lows down here. Well, on the 1 minute we have equal lows. We haven't technically formed the equal lows on the 5 yet, but we're about to. There's one thing that keeps me from wanting to jump in yet. We're also forming them on the 15 minute. Okay, so these shorts are still in control right now. Shorts are still in control. Still in control here. Again, like I said, if SMT is gone, if ES comes down and takes out that low, that's when I start targeting shorts. We really rejected, we didn't even trade into that breaker, but we rejected that level pretty hard. Came down and really swept Asia low now. But we still have, overall, we still have SMT divergence. We've got about 5 minutes until the new hour here. Back into that 15-minute busy. Still waiting to see if we have some good like 1 minute levels forming. So far, not really. So far, not really the best 1 minute levels. Strong rejection happening here. Well, let's see what we do here. Let's see what we do. Let's check out. VIX is still bullish right now. VIX is still bullish. It's starting to pull back, but it's still bullish. My bias right now is seek and destroy, to be honest with you, Deep. So I'm kind of expecting back and forth. But if we do see an actual very strong breakout to this downside and ES takes out this low down here, right, then that's when I would actually start thinking about targeting the shorts down to our external low all the way down here. And the only reason I'm looking to see if we get a reversal, there's a few of them. We had that big SMT, right? We could have Seek and Destroy. It's a Monday. A few different reasons. But if we're going to show that the shorts are just continuing to keep control of the market, well, then that's when I'll look to target shorts down to an external low, which is all the way down here. Got like 2.5 minutes until this hourly candle closes here. And the shorts still do not have me convinced yet. They do not have me convinced. A lot of chop down here. So still not looking for an entry yet. We have 2 minutes till the end of the hour, so might just let this hourly candle close and then look for a trade after that. Only 2 more minutes until that happens. We are about to form another hourly bearish breaker here. We did bounce off that hourly SIBI, so these shorts are looking like they are trying to really take control here. Still too much chop. Too much chop down here. And even just looking back at taking a short position, right? We tried out that 1 minute SIBI. We never traded back into it. There still wasn't really a level that I wanted to take a short off of up here. So that's why I still stayed out of the market and didn't attempt any trades there. All right, so about 50 seconds left until Silver Bullet Hour. My favorite hour. Silver Bullet Hour and Golden Hour. Those are my 2 favorite hours. Out of the 24 hours. I didn't know that was a beer shop. That's a good name for a beer shop, though. No, I wasn't even referring to trading. I was referring to like sunset. You know how people call it golden hour? Because the lighting is gold. No, but 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern is our other Silver Bullet Hour. That's our second Silver Bullet Hour of the day. Dusk and dawn. All right, so the hourly closed. We are now into Silver Bullet. We didn't get displacement, but we did form a bearish breaker on the hourly. Bearish order block up here. But we really did reject this 15-minute busy after sweeping Asia low. And now we're just kind of stalling and chopping. So I still just want to be patient here, guys. There's still not a setup that I like enough to put some capital, at risk. If these shorts start to really take control and we can form, actual good structure for me to take a trade off of, that's what I'll look for. But we continue to form this SMC divergence at these lows. But now we're starting to look like we're trying to break out here. Now if we can just have ES start to break this low, it'd give me more conviction here. Okay, now these shorts are stepping in. So now let's see some the silver bullet setup here. Right, and where's our external low? External low is all the way down here. Down at like 19,591. Now let's see if we want to form some kind of fair value gap, some actual level. Very strong pullback here after grabbing liquidity. So no fair value gap is being formed yet. Still no fair value gap yet. Just kind of going down the line of these time frames. And still not really seeing anything that I like. We're starting to reject. Starting to reject here. YM is still strong. YM is still strong. Still at the highs. The VIX is still very bullish right now, though. I don't love that. Do not love that. No 5-minute fair value gaps are being created. We still have this 5-minute bearish breaker up there. We have a 15-minute bearish breaker up here. But to me, guys, this price action is still not worth putting any risk on the table yet. Still not worth it. Which thing you like more in the setup, whether the 15-minute busy is disrespected or they move by respecting bullish levels? Well, just looking at this right now, I do want to see Seek and Destroy, and I like that YM is still very bullish, and ES is still holding this up. So I would like to see us start to respect bullish levels and kind of have a little Seek and Destroy move back to that, buy side. I would like to see that, but I would still look for shorts if we come up into this breaker on the 15 or 5-minute and start to reject it. Looks like these longs are starting to actually step in a little bit. Let's see how much they're going to step in. If we're just getting another pullback. So that long wick to the downside on the 5-minute candle there that we just closed on. We're not creating any fair value gaps right now. All right, so we're still not really creating any levels that I like to trade off of yet. Now this 15-minute, let's say we do close below that 15-minute busy. Let's say we start to inverse that. That would be a great level to short from if we can inverse that busy. But so far we have not displaced any of our lows here. We've taken both of these sell side levels and have not displaced them. And we still have a lot of SMT at the lows. Zero. What does that mean? Is that code for something? Are you playing mind games right now? Because it's working. What does it mean, AZ Sunshine? We are still just very choppy right now. Very, very choppy. And if we can inverse this 15-minute, or we can form a 15-minute SIBI here, with displacement of this previous low, I would really be looking to target the shorts. So far, this trend down right here is not very strong. Or at least it doesn't have a lot of momentum, I should say. I'm just waiting for us to create some fair value gap, some good level. Because every time we make a move down, we don't form any imbalances or anything like that. Well, until now. Okay, so now we're starting to inverse that 15-minute. Getting some momentum now. Now we're getting some momentum. So now let's see if we can get some pullback. Can we get some pullback? Yes, finally swept that low. Still has to come down and take out Asia low though, or London low and Asia low. But now these shorts are really taking control. The VIX is really pumping. I still need to see a level to actually short off of though. Can we create a silver bullet to fair value gap that I can look for an entry and take it down, all the way down to these lows? Stay tuned to find out. We're forming a 1-minute fair value gap right here. We're inversing that 15-minute. Let's see if we're going to trade back into that fair value gap and take us down to our external sell side down there. Very far away still. Strong displacement on the 5-minute. Now I'm just waiting for that pullback here, guys. Just waiting for that pullback. Looks like it just wants to keep running away without pulling back into that 1 minute. Well, we'll see if we can form a little bit more structure here. If we can form a swing low, come trade back into a 1-minute SIBI and really take us down. Give us a good TP level at the swing low. And then take us all the way down to that external low down there. So far, it doesn't look like we're trying to pull back at all. This 15 minutes about to get completely inversed here. 15-minute busy, turning into an inverse fair value gap now. Let's wait and see if we can get an entry opportunity. It's not coming back for us. It's not coming back. So still no trades on the day for me right now, guys. I still have not seen any entries that align with my plan. No entries that really align with my plan yet. Now, if we can trade back into this 1 minute and form a little bit of structure here, that would give me a better entry here at that 1 minute SIBI. You know, we create these lows, so now we have a good first TP level, good sell side target. Create a swing low here. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. Right? That's what we talked about. But now I just need to see good pullback. You know, at least into that 2 minute SIBI up there. We do have this BPR down here on the 5 minute that we're inside of right now. Definitely seen us reject that a little bit. Alright, so let's see if we can come back a little bit. If not, then I'll stay out for now. I do like that we're starting to stall and we're forming a little bit of a swing low. Alright, so now we do want to see a little bit of pullback here. Either into that 2 minute or into this 1 minute up here. We're also about to create a 5 minute bearish fair value gap as well. So I would like to see a 5 minute order block formed here. Trade into that fair value gap right aligned with that 2 minute imbalance. 15 minute inverse up top. So we could definitely see some pullback pretty soon here. So I will sit on the sideline until I see my level tapped into. That does not happen, I will not take a trade. As I said before, I have not seen any of my levels, any entry models that I would have taken yet that have been actually tapped into. So it's that idea I always talk about. How can I defend the trade if I don't see my levels? If it's not fit, if it doesn't fit my strategy, I'm not going to be able to defend my trade. So I'll still sit on the sideline until we can pull back into a fair value gap up here. Now this one might keep running away. It might not pull back for us. Well, then we wait for the next level to be formed. We wait for the next fair value gap or the next order block to be formed. This one keeps running away. Right, but we're still not trading into anything that I would take an entry off of. I'd like to see us come back for that 5 minute. Or even the 2 minute, you know, just see some kind of pullback. We are forming this 1 minute bearish OB here. Let's see if we trade back into that level. Maybe a fair value gap overlapping with an order block. Be a good level. Okay, we're trading back into that order block now. Trading back into that order block. Looks like we're rejecting it here. Let's see. Yeah, looks like we're rejecting it pretty hard. Rejected it pretty fast, though, for me to get a decent entry on that. You know, when we tap into a level like that and we rejected that hard, and I try to get an entry out with a market order, then my entry is going to end up being like somewhere down here, which is not very ideal, especially when we have a lot of imbalances resting above. So 1 minute fair value gap up there inside of that order block. We have that 2 minute order block there as well. So we did really just reject that 1 and 2 minute order block pretty aggressively there. So let's see if we can trade back again one more time into this fair value gap, into this order block. One more time. Guys, I really don't care if I have to keep being patient. I will keep being patient. Just trade back for us one more time here. What do I think about this volatility? I like what I'm seeing. I like that we're actually seeing a breakout here, you know, with a strong trend. Just want to see us tap into, you know, a good level for me during the silver bullet hour. So yeah, we rejected that order block. I just wanted to see, I want to see a fair value gap really respected and used here. And this one just keeps dropping, so I do like that we are in a very strong bearish trend here. We still have that 5 minute fair value gap all the way up there. Okay, we're rejecting another order block here on the 1 and the 2 minute. Rejecting another order block. Let's see if we keep rejecting it. This 1 and 2 minute order block here. Still holding this down. Still holding this down. Let's see if we can move up into this fair value gap. Just want to see us pull back into this fair value gap right here. Maybe even into the 15 minute. Guys, if I don't take a trade, I don't really mind. I'm looking for an A+ setup, and that's it. Need to see that A+ setup, or else I stay out. All right, so we're forming another swing low down here, so another sell side level. Now, if we can get some better retracement up in this level, look to short down to these two sell side levels, that would be a good setup for me. We're still not tapping into it yet. A lot of accumulation here. Still no trades for me, Matthew. Still no trades yet. Just been waiting for my levels to get hit. Okay, we are finally trading up into that 1 minute order block again. Let's see if we trade into that fair value gap here and reject it. If we can start to reject this level, that's when I look for a short. Okay, we're starting to reject it a little bit here. We're starting to reject it a little bit here. Let's see. Okay, so we tapped into that 1 minute. We rejected a little bit. A little bit of choppy price action here. I'm going to try out the shorts real quick, and I'm going to keep a very tight stop, guys, just above that recent high. Literally just a very tight stop. Very, very tight. I'm just going to try out this short real quick. 43 tick stop, basically, with half a position. So let's see if these shorts do step in off that 1 minute fair value gap. Off that 1 minute order block. And the reason I'm keeping a tight stop is because price action is still very choppy right now. So I don't love our choppy price action. I don't want to have a very wide stop loss on this trade. And this is what I mean, right? We're just still very choppy. We still have that 5 minute imbalance above. But I'm still going to give these shorts a chance because we've been in such a bearish trend. I'll still give them a chance here. But I'm going to go light. I'm still going to go in half a lot with a very, small stop loss. I'll keep it just above that fair value gap here. I'll keep it just above the fair value gap. And this is why, right? This price action is getting a little erratic here. A little bit choppy. Looks like this one's going to run right through us. So now what I'm looking for, right? And I was willing to give that one a chance. I like giving that one a shot. So now I'll wait for us to come up into that 5 minute here. Now I'll wait for us to come up into that 5 minute. All right, but that's still a short I'm willing to try out. But again, not with a wide stop loss. Let's see, what's the VIX doing? VIX is starting to go down a little bit. Okay, we just inversed that 1 minute. We're still in that 1 minute bearish order block. But now after seeing this, I want to see us trade into that 5 minute. I want to see us trade into that 5 minute SIBI now right up here. Especially if we form a swing low down here. I want to see some more retracement. Let's see. So just a little bit choppy here. A little bit choppy. Still a little bit choppy. So that's not really a trade I wanted to keep a wide stop or a big position in. Just kind of just testing out the silver bullet move. And seeing if we did reject that 1 minute. Which we were rejecting, and then we obviously displaced it. Okay, now we're starting to reject that order block. After inversing that 1 minute fair value gap. and not trading into that 5-minute SIBI up above. And so price action's not great right here. Not great. I still like trying out those shorts there. So far in this trend, every time we've done something like this, we've traded up, given us a chance, you know, we've ended up dropping. So light risk play. Now let's see if this one is going to actually reject the consequent encroachment here of this 1-minute order block, 2-minute order block. Or if we're going to trade up into this 5-minute SIBI up above, up here. No, it doesn't look like we're going to yet. Looks like we are rejecting. But still, I would still be waiting for another fair value gap entry to take. All right, so we're rejecting that consequent encroachment of that order block there. So I wouldn't have kept a wide stop on that trade either way. Right, I know some of you might have, but that's not really a trade I would have wanted to keep a wide stop on personally. So let's see if we form another fair value gap here on the 1 minute. Fair value gap formed. Higher low formed. Let's see if we trade into that fair value gap here. Let's see if we're going to come back. So right idea, right? Right idea in the shorts. The shorts are still stepping in. We just didn't want to use that fair value gap. Right, we wanted to inverse, kind of fake out a little bit into that order block. Let's see if we want to pull back into that fair value gap. So still a lot of stalling down at the lows. We still have the sell side external liquidity to be taken. Now we get some SMT here at the lows. A lot of SMT today. Big pullback on the VIX. Okay, so more SMT here. Again, SMT after SMT after SMT. We are very close to that hourly low, to that external low. Right there. And then we have some equal lows down here, previous week low. Looks like we're going to go target those as well. So we still have reward here. We still have reward down at the lows. Well, I just need to see some, better pullback here again. Right, tried out that fair value gap entry, got stopped out. We did end up rejecting that 1 minute order block, and now we've taken out that hourly low. So now our next sell side target is down here at the weekly low, 19.52525. So these shorts continue to take control, but they come up and disrespect a fair value gap and then drop. Remember, they don't trade up into our 5-minute fair value gap all the way up here. I guess we did. Do we have a 5-minute? Yeah, no, we don't have a 5-minute fair value gap. Oh, we do have one up here. Okay, we did have a 5-minute fair value gap in that order block. So we did reject that pretty good. So we still have sell side liquidity to be taken. So I'm still looking to short this right now. Remember how I talked about being bullish until proven otherwise, guys? This is when I'm being proven otherwise. This whole morning is when we are being proven that these shorts do want to take control. And looking at this weekly candle, we're going into that weekly imbalance right now. But I want to see pullback so that we can get involved in this move. Because there's still a lot of reward down to that low, down to that fair value gap. But again, we still have to pull back. We still have to trade into a good level. So let's see if we can pull back into this fair value gap here. So still only one trade taken today with half a lot. Tight stop. So I haven't really done much. Just a little bit off on this entry here. All right, but even like I said, even with hindsight, I looking back, looking at that 5 minute, maybe I would have taken the entry higher. Maybe I would have kept a higher stop, but not what I was looking at. I didn't like having a higher stop loss there. But still the right idea. We still have the right idea. Just want to see if we're going to pull back a little bit. If we can come into this 1 minute fair value gap here and just catch the last, the end of this move down to that weekly low. And if it keeps dropping and doesn't allow me to get an entry, then I'll stay out until later, until there's another opportunity to take a trade. So let's see if we can trade back before taking out that weekly low, before trading into that weekly imbalance. Oh, I'm sorry, AZ Sunshine. No promises. No promises. So another very strong 5 minute candle here. And you guys know me, I'm not going to chase all the way down here and just try to catch some ticks just for price to pull back into a good level up here. That's not what I'm going to do. We still have a whole day ahead of us of trading, right? So, again, if there's not another trade for me to take in this session right now, well, then I'll just wait for the next setup, in the day. Whether that comes in an hour, whether that comes in 30 minutes, whether that comes in 2 hours, I will just be patient for that next setup. What you can't do is get FOMO about missing out on this short because you didn't catch it. Oh well, that's what happens. You didn't catch it, just move on. What's the next trade opportunity? If you didn't catch this one, what's the next opportunity? What's the next good, solid A+ setup? Don't get FOMO and the worst thing you can do is just get FOMO because you missed out on this move. And then you start to force shorts down here. You start to force entries. You start to try to force catching a reversal move. Right? Trying to catch a falling knife. And, that's when it goes bad. Just got to think, well, I didn't get involved in this move. I tried. Okay. At least I tried. At least I had the right idea. Now I'll just wait for the next A+ setup. Think about the positives. I didn't over leverage. I kept a good risk management. All that kind of stuff. What did you do right? So again, let's form a little bit of structure here with the swing low and trade back into a 1 minute fair value gap. Okay, so we just traded into a 2 minute fair value gap there. We're also forming a 5 minute SIBI up here as well. What do you think about this 1 minute OB to take entry? Well, yeah, I mean, you could take the entry off the 2 minute fair value gap. Right, off the 2 minute fair value gap. We haven't technically created the 1 minute OB yet. Once we close below, now this is 1 minute OB is created. You could take an entry off the 2 minute there. I don't love taking the entry off that 2 minute. I just don't love taking the entry here when we don't have a lot of reward left. But you could still take, you know, that entry off the 2 minute, or if we trade back into this 1 minute, you can still take that entry. Just waiting for us to build some more structure and then retrace some more back into a good level with, you know, more reward to the sell side. But as you can see, price just keeps on running. So now we are into that weekly busy. Remember what I talked about? If we were going to short, then I would expect us to trade into this weekly busy. And now what do we have to look at? We got to look at the 50% level. All right, where's the 50%? Right here. Almost exact right there. That's the 50% here. EQ weekly. Weekly busy there. So now we're looking at that equilibrium, consequent encroachment of the weekly busy. And I'm still looking for shorts here, guys. I'm still looking for shorts. Again, I just need to see us, you know, I still want to see us. Maybe I could have taken the entry off the 2 minute, right? I could have. But again, now that we've taken out that low, and these shorts still look like they want to take control. But that weekly, now we have SMT at the weekly down at these lows. But obviously structure is extremely bearish here. Extremely bearish. Taking out all of our sell side here. Taking out equal lows. Weekly external lows. So let's see if we trade back into a fair value gap here and start to bounce again. Don't love shorting after taking out external liquidity, but this trend is holding so good right now, and structure is holding so good that I might be willing to take a short next, you know, down to our next sell side level. Let's see what the VIX is doing. The VIX is still pumping like crazy. So let's see if we start to react off of a fair value gap here. Looking a little too strong right now, a little too strong. A little too strong right now to take a short just yet. I need to see some good reaction, good rejection off of a 1 minute SIBI. So I'm still going to stay patient, right? I don't have FOMO because I attempted to take the shorts, right? I had the right idea. I had the right idea here. You know, just didn't work out. But I'm not going to get FOMO and try to start rushing trades just to go and hit my daily loss limit. I'm just going to wait for the next A+ setup. I'm only down a little bit. Once that A+ setup happens, then I'll execute and, you know, get back in the green. That's all there is to it. All there is to it. So now we have this dealing range right here. 50% right into that fair value gap on the 1 minute of this range. See if we start to inverse some more 1 minute levels. We just inversed 1 minute bullish or bearish fair value gap. Let's see if we inverse this 1 minute bearish fair value gap and trade back up into a premium of this little dealing range on the 1 minute. We also have a 5 minute fair value gap above. So that equilibrium is near, you know, we have the 50% of the fair value gap just above it on the 5 minute. There it is, Tony. That's what it's all about. Detach yourself from the moolah. Detach yourself from the money. Okay, we just inversed that 1 minute. Looks like we're going to try to start pushing through up into a premium. The VIX is starting to drop a little bit. VIX is starting to drop a little bit. All right, so I'm going to look to just scalp along real quick here. And if this one comes back down too quick, again, I'll just watch this one closely. The VIX is really starting to drop. We just inversed 2 1 minute bearish fair value gaps. And we have a, you know, the equilibrium of our range right up here and a 5 minute fair value gap right up here. So I'm going to see if we can just, you know, scalp along real quick. And I'll just keep a tighter stop. Keep a stop just underneath our previous low. You know, still going half a lot. And if this one wants to keep dropping, well, then I'll stay out. And then I'll start looking for the shorts again. And I'm just going to keep my stop just below. Right? Just looking to try and scalp this real quick. And if this one comes back down, well, then I'll start looking for shorts again. Well, there it is. Right? We disrespected. Let's see if we're going to trade back into this 1 minute. Right, but when I see us take out an external low like that, and then we start to inverse some 1 minute bearish for value gaps during silver bullet hour, right, that's what makes me want to see us start to retrace. So let's see if we bounce off this 1 minute busy here. And I saw the VIX starting to drop, right, so I'm getting all these confirmations. So I still want to see if these longs are going to step in, you know, at least up to that 50%. Okay, we're bouncing off of that 1 minute busy here. Strong bounce off that 1 minute busy. Strong bounce off that 1 minute busy again. I'm going to look for another entry here. I still like these longs a lot. I'm going to go full lot here. I'm going to keep my stop just below that candle. Okay, we bounced off that 1 minute busy. Let's just catch a scalp up into this level just for like 100 ticks here. Just for like 100 ticks up to this high, up to that 5 minute. Let's see these longs. We inversed a bunch of bearish levels. We created a 1 minute bullish fair value gap. The VIX started to drop. The VIX is dumping. Again, it'd be better to have our stop. Let's see. Probably below this. Obviously below that 1 minute fair value gap, but my entry's high, so I'm not going to do that. And we're not following through here. We're not following through like I wanted to see right away. Let's see if we still do it. And we're right around break even again. Not the follow through I wanted to see here. I saw the pullback on the VIX, strong pullback on the VIX, strong inverse of 2 bearish fair value gaps. Respecting, you know, bouncing off of a bullish fair value gap. So I saw the levels I wanted to see there. I really did, guys. I still see those levels, and I still want to see these longs pump up into a premium of this range. I want to see us really pump into a premium and just look for a scalp up to this high up here. At least for a first TP up to that level. You know, trade into a 5 minute fair value gap at the least up to here. Yeah, we're just not seeing the follow through just yet. And we're still right around break even. You know, you could always get out at break even if you want to, but I still like these longs right now. I still like these longs. Let's see what the VIX is doing. The VIX is still really dropping. And we're just seeing too much chop. Too much chop here. Too much chop. So, obviously, I would rather have my stop below this fair value gap down here. But that's way too wide of a stop for me. I'm still looking for a 1 to 2 risk to reward here. So I'm keeping a 50 tick stop for about a 100 tick reward. Let's see if these longs want to step in here. Still holding on. Still holding on to this trade. Looking for us to go hit 100 ticks. All right, you can always move your stop to break even once we hit that 5-minute fair value gap. You know, once we hit a 1 to 1, you could, a 1 to 1 is right at that 5-minute fair value gap. You could always take, or move your stop to break even, or even take a TP if you want to. I'm still holding on to this, guys. I still have my conviction in this trade. I just want to see some more follow through. I love that the VIX is still really dropping. We inversed some key bearish levels here on the 1 minute. We respected a 1 minute busy. Silver bullet. We took out weekly sell side or external sell side liquidity. All right, so all of these different confirmations, you know, we have a range now that we got a swing low down here. So now I want to see us go rebalance that range back into a premium. So let's see if NQ wants to do that or not. See if NQ wants to do that. So if you got a better entry, let's say you got a lower entry than me, then it would be better to keep your stop below that 1 minute busy down here. That would be more of an ideal stop loss. Below that busy. But now we have this order block. We have this order block formed here. And we have to reject it. We're not seeing that rejection yet. And we still haven't tapped into that 5 minute. Look at that pullback on the hourly though. I love that pullback. We're just not getting any kind of follow through here. We started to see us really pump off that level. Like I said, I have a lot of conviction in these longs right now. It's just about the timing here. It's about the timing and the stop loss level. Now, I'd prefer to have my stop loss lower. I just don't want to put that much risk on the table right now. So we really have to reject this 1 minute order block. Really have to start seeing follow through right now. We're now into our, what time is it? We're into our macro now. Let's see this one start to follow through. Too much stalling and chop right now. Come on, NQ. See some follow through. Let's see some follow through. Again, we still haven't even tapped into our bearish fair value gap on the 5 minutes, so we still haven't even hit that imbalance. We haven't even hit that resistance. And it looks like this one wants to come back on me. So I'm still holding. I'm still holding strong. We're still right around break even. We're a few ticks from break even. I'm going to hold this one strong. I'm going to stick to my plan here. Let's see if we can finally get some follow through here on NQ. Again, if you want to scalp it, you know, look for a 1 to 1. You could always take a TP right when we reach that 5 minute right here at 50 ticks. You know, you could take a TP at that level, or you could just move your stop loss to break even. All right, we just need to see NQ really start to expand here. Let's see what the VIX is doing. VIX is still bearish on this 30-minute candle. And YM is really pulling back here. YM is really pulling back. Man, we just cannot fight through. We have equal highs right up here on the 5 minute, so I at least want to see us reach that 5 minute. And if we can do that, I'll probably just make this a risk-free trade. Okay, if we can pump past right here, there we go. So I might just make this a risk-free trade here, guys. At least I'm going to start to... Alright, I'm going to start to make this a risk-free trade here. Stop loss is a few ticks into profit. Now let's see if we can actually break through this high here, guys. Let's see if we can break through this high. Take a first TP here. Oh, we got very close. We got very close. Guys, I want to see us break through that high. I want to get a full 1 to 2. I want to get a full 1 to 2 risk to reward here. Now it's risk-free, honestly, but so you can take a TP here, guys. There we go. All right, first TP's taken. First TP's taken there, guys. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we hold our plan. That's how we stick to a plan there. Okay, so now let's see if we're going to get some more follow through on this one. Again, we did just reach that equilibrium of the range. We're into the 5-minute SIBI, so we could take a full TP here. We could take a full TP, but I want to give this one a chance to, really start to follow through a little bit more. I want to give this one a chance to run. So I'll probably take another TP if we can reach that 0.62 level. If we can reach that 0.62 level, I'll probably take another TP at like 19,596. We're kind of pulling back pretty hard now. Let's see, I'll set another TP up there. It's right around the equilibrium of that 5-minute fair value gap. Let's see now if we can start to bounce, continue this trend up. There you go, deep. Yeah, guys, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is how we stick to a plan. We don't let the losses affect us. You hold it strong, diamond hands, let the plan play out. It came close to our stop. Not super close, but we got kind of close there, but we held strong. Now let's see if this one wants to keep playing out. Again, we could take a full TP because we hit the premium of that range. We are in that 5-minute SIBI. But we have kind of broken structure back to the upside here, so that's why I'm willing to kind of let half run right now and try to take another TP up here. And just see if we're going to get some follow through. And if we don't, oh well, I still got the win. So again, 100 tick first TP there. 1 to 2 risk to reward. Now let's see if we get some more follow through. I'll keep on holding on to this. I'll take off 2 more cons up here and I'll leave 1 runner. Let's see if this one can keep running here. Can you keep running? Honestly, if we trade back into this 1-minute fair value gap right here, I might even add back into a full. My entry would only move up a little bit. If we trade back into that fair value gap and reject it, I would add into a full. Right now, I'm just going to hold what I got here. Already took half off. I want to see us pump one more time to take off some more cons. I like how that 5-minute closed there. Let's see if we get some more follow through. Here we go. We're almost to our next TP level here, guys. We're almost to our next TP level. Let's see if we reach it. That's that 0.62 level of the fib. I do want to look at consequent encroachment, though, of this 5-minute. Okay, we did just basically reach the 50% of that 5-minute. So I might just take off 1 here. I'm just going to take off 1 here, guys. So I just took off 1. I'm going to put 1 TP up there. Just because we reached consequent encroachment of that 5-minute. All right, so I have 2 runners left. 2 runners left here. Let's see if this one wants to come take out our next TP. Okay, but we rejected that 50% pretty hard there of that 5-minute imbalance. So didn't really want to, I wanted to secure a little bit more profit on this one. So far, we've hit 131 ticks from our original entry. Pretty solid. Pretty solid trade here, guys. We're able to catch that reversal, or at least the pullback move. We're almost to that next TP level, the 0.62 of that retracement of this overall range. But again, not the worst idea to take a full TP at the 0.5 of the fib, or of the equilibrium of that 5-minute. But I want to keep holding right now. I want to give this one some more chance to keep running. Let's see, we're almost at that next TP level here. Almost at the next TP level. And we almost took it out. Let's see if we take it out here. There we go. Next TP has been taken. So 1 runner left here, guys. 1 runner left. I'll keep that stop right now at break even. Keep the stop at break even for now, but we did just hit 178 ticks. So I'll let this one keep running just in case we do want to come take out our recent high and actually, rebalance this whole range. We still have TP up here, and we still have liquidity up here. So it's like 389 ticks away from our original entry. So I'm just going to keep letting this 1 runner run here now that I've taken 75% of my position, or more than that. I've taken almost my whole position off. And now we'll see if this one con wants to keep making me some money. So that's the trade we were looking for right there. And like I said, guys, I was never stressed about taking a loss because I knew we would find an A+ setup. I wasn't worried about it. All right, so that's what you got to focus on. Now, again, if we inverse this 5-minute, that would be huge. Then these longs really will keep stepping in. We also have a 15-minute up here, so we could take a full TP at this 15-minute imbalance. Hold this one till November 5th. Yeah, right? Honestly, though. I mean, guys, this one, after trading into that weekly busy, this one could technically keep on pumping. And we caught it almost at the very bottom. So I will just leave this 1 runner going for a while. I might just keep my stop loss at break even here and see how long this one wants to run. Maybe move it a little bit into profit. I mean, we are overall still very bearish on the day. So this one still could come back down, back into that weekly. But we really did bounce off that weekly imbalance. So I'll keep holding. And I might even add into another con if we get some pullback. But I'm pretty content with this one, guys. I don't know about you. I'm pretty happy about this. Pretty happy about this trade. In the green on the day. Great way to start our week off. Pretty happy about it. So, like I said, I'm just going to hold my stop at break even here. And, maybe take a full TP if we reach this high. I'll basically keep an eye on this 5-minute imbalance in the 15-minute. And if we're inversing this 5-minute and we inverse that 15-minute up here, then I will keep on holding on to this for a while. I mean, right now I'm up, this much with only one con in. So, this one could keep really, really keep pumping. So from our original entry, we're now up 222 ticks. 222 ticks on this one. So let's see if this one wants to keep running. But yeah, so my stop loss right now, my break even, is at 19,555.50. Okay, and I am thinking about taking a TP up at 19,65125. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break right now, and I'm going to let this one run, and I'll keep you guys updated if I do sell or if I change my stop loss or whatever I do with this trade. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll send an announcement. But for now, I'm just going to keep holding it. I'm going to hold it. I've taken my profit. I only have one runner left. I'll keep my stop at break even and see if this one wants to keep running. Give it a chance. All right, so that's what I got for you guys. Great job today. Again, we have prop firm session coming up in a few hours. So I'm gonna go take care of a few things. I'm gonna eat some food. A little bit hungry right now. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Hold on to those profits and, hold on to this runner. And, if you want to, keep holding on to this runner and see how long this will go for. This one could technically pump all day. So after trading into that weekly busy, I'm down to let this one ride. All right, guys. Appreciate you so much. God bless. I'll see you soon. All right. Good luck on this trade if you're still holding. Let's catch 1,000,000 ticks. To the moon. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.